What's up? It's your girl, Sassy Silly Shawnie. So if you haven't seen from the title already, this video is basically talking about toxic productivity or negative self-talk, kind of like all machinery. So being productive is great. It's great to have goals. It's great to want to do things and accomplish them in life. It's great to have milestones. Yes, that's awesome. But when it's not good, that's what I'm gonna get into right quick. Because have you ever felt like you couldn't lay down even though you knew you needed to rest? Have you ever felt like you couldn't clock out mentally because you just so laser focused on getting where you want to go? You thought that occupying your mind so much, inundating yourself so much with thoughts about this and that was going to get you further? Have you ever gotten sick from working too much? If you answered yes to any of those questions, this video is for you. Productivity becomes toxic when you push your body too far over the limits, and then you end up hurting yourself and unable to do things that you normally could do. For example, if you're working out and you're just going hard, you're feeling good in the moment, but then you start to feel that shift, that ever so slight shift, you know what I'm talking about, where your body's like, girl, I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't think we should be doing that. But you're like, no, got this, gotta do it, gotta get the summer body, hot girl summer. Don't do it. Do what you can do. Do what you can do and stay consistent at that, and you'll get there. Because what you don't want to end up doing is be like walking around the house, barely walking, stuff is popping, and get up the stairs. That's what you don't want to end up doing. And you can very well end up there by going over that limit. So listen to your body, don't push your body too far. The next way that productivity can be toxic, it comes a lot from hustle culture, is when you give yourself negative self-talk. Like you're getting in your head about things because maybe you didn't do something to the way that you saw it in your mind. It wasn't the way you envisioned. It wasn't great. So you're like, man, I suck. I'm not good at this. Like, I don't know, maybe I should just stick to what I'm used to because I'm not good at this. It's not something that I can do. I failed. I'm below par. If you wouldn't talk to your friends that way, if you wouldn't say, girl, you suck, girl, you failed, you subpar, like I saw your content, it ain't right, it ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't watch you. Like if you wouldn't talk to your friend that way, don't talk to yourself that way. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was like an experiment that some kids did on some apples or something like that in school. And there was one apple where the kids would give it compliments every day and say nice things to the apple every day. And there was another apple where they're like, you suck, you're ugly, you're fat, like you're disgusting. And they were just being very negative to that apple. And over 7 days, the apple that had the compliments was still looking pretty good, whereas the other one was kind of getting rotten and old looking. And it's words. Your words matter. And what you're thinking about yourself, you can't control every thought that comes to your head. And if you're like, man, I'm a failure, I don't accept that. I'm on my journey. God's not feeling me yet. Goodbye. That's another way that productivity can be toxic, is if you're talking to yourself negatively because you're not being as productive as you would want to be. Another way that this can be toxic is if at the slightest inconsistency that you're a huge failure. I am a big person about this. Like I have grown very far to get to where I'm at right now, because before, if I was like hitting it every day, like I'm on it for 3 to 4, 5 days, right? And day 4, 5, or 6 comes that I'm inconsistent because something happens and it's just out of my control, and I fall off the horse. I'm like, oh my God, you're a failure. Again, the negative self-talk. Well, if this is ever going to work out for you because you can't even be consistent for 5 days, for 6 days, like don't do that. You're not a failure at the slightest inconsistency. Like I was talking to my husband about lifestyle changes and how like dieting really should be a lifestyle change, because before in the past I used to fall off the horse and I'd be off the horse for like 2 weeks because I'm like, I fell off. Like I don't know if I can get back on. I don't know if I can do this forever. And it's like, take it one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. Serenity prayer, anybody know that part? Check it out if you haven't already. Falling off is okay. Then get right back on as soon as possible. Because the longer that you're off, you're only hurting yourself. Just hop back on. If somebody saw you be inconsistent and now you feel like you're a failure because it was on social media, it's okay. Hop back on. And they're going to be like, damn, she's resilient. Stop thinking that they're going to be like, ooh, she probably just going to quit again. Don't think like that. Don't let those thoughts of the peanut gallery in your mind get to you. You're not a huge failure at the slightest inconsistency, inconvenience. You're not a huge failure. Another thing that is toxic is when you know you need to rest. You know you need to rest, girl. But you can't because you feel like if I'm resting, I'm lazy. If I'm resting, I'm not productive. I'm not hustling. I'm not getting it done. Okay, rest. Even horses get rest. You can't ride a horse 24/7 and expect them to keep going. If a horse can get rest, how come you can't get rest? If a mule that plows land, acres, can get rest, how come you can't get rest? You're human, just like everybody else. Get your rest. Take your rest. I'm not saying take a 1 week rest hiatus. And think about that. If you're taking rest because you've been working so hard, maybe you need to think about the way you've been working and maybe change it up a little bit. And if you don't know what that looks like, that's okay. We don't always know what it looks like in the moment. But maybe go watch somebody's YouTube video that's gonna teach you about how to schedule your work, how to schedule your day, how to, get rest when you need it. And make sure you're taking your self-care days, okay? Or nights, because you need it, especially as a mom, you need it. And the last way I wanted to talk about is if you don't feel like you're being successful unless you're accomplishing a goal or constantly moving, that's nasty. That's negative. I was there. It's not good. Don't think that way. If you set aside a time for you to do whatever you got to do during the day, do that. Pat yourself on the back and do whatever else you got to do for the day. If that's laying down on the couch watching Netflix and eating a little bit of Chunky Monkey, do it. If that's playing your Sims a little bit to get your mind off of work and just kind of relax for the day, do it. Whatever you need to do to get your mind relaxed, meditating, praying, do it. Can't always be accomplishing goals 24/7. That's not how life works. I don't know if anybody told you that, but that's not how life works. And I want to be who I needed in that time. So I'm making this video for you because you need it in this time. If you've seen this video, I believe you need this. So thank God for bringing you here. Take your rest. Schedule out your time. Accomplish what you need to accomplish. And then take your rest. You're not lazy. You're going to feel a lot better. You're going to look better. Your skin's going to be glowing. Make sure you get your sleep. Make sure you're getting your sleep. So just pay attention to your thoughts. Reaffirm what you've done, what you've accomplished during the day. Like, I did get that done. I did do great. Your schedule is not everybody else's schedule. Your timeline is not everybody else's timeline. Don't look at what somebody is accomplishing in their business and be like, oh my God, I'm not there yet. Comparison is a thief of joy. We've heard that plenty of times. But if you really just take a step back and look at it, you're like, man, look at what she's doing. Oh my God, I want to get there. But you're not there yet. But you will get there as long as you keep going. Take your eyes off what she's doing. Use her as inspiration. Use her as encouragement. Whoever that her is. But you take those little steps every day and you will get where you want to go. I promise you will. I promise you will. You just got to keep going. You got to keep encouraging yourself. When you don't have nobody in your corner, encourage yourself and you will get there. All right, y'all. I hope this video helped you. I hope it was a little bit of inspiration and wisdom. And go ahead and share it with another woman that needs it. All right, I'll see you in the next one.